pathetic.
Yeah. True, I know it's really pathetic.
No, Vincent, you are pathetic.
Karen.
Wacha kunitaja. Are you telling me that we are broke?
Karen, you need to chill, sawa?
Ati chill. Are you... What the hell is
Karen,
this, Vincent?
mtoi amelala.
To hell, na mtoi Vini. What is this? Are you serious?
Karen said nilijifuta job. Nilifutwa as in they were actually laying off people at work. I'm just a victim.
It's not even that, Vini. You're telling me we have no savings, nothing whatsoever.
Karen, you know very well nyole ma Nigeria linigonga my savings.
Noko hapa unaongea story ya watu wa Nigeria kama mtoto wa university pale Roysambu. Aren't you even ashamed of yourself, Vincent?
Karen.
Please, endoka lale sitting room. Sizi kaa hapa na governor Oshinzi county zile na mimi.
Karen.
Get out. Vincent, get out. Stupid man.
Seriously, Karen.
Yes. Vincent, are you stupid? Out, tafadhali. Please.
If people are actually having mental instability, there's a lot of cases of depression, a lot of cases of suicide. We are supposed to speak about it. We are supposed to talk. We're supposed to create debates online and even out of social media with people and ask them, how can we deal with this? Yeah, because I think artists are the most depressed people, if you ask me. And I say this because I am an example myself. Yeah, but if we have these platforms, you realize that if I'm talking to you like right now, it is therapy for me.
Very good evening. My name is Likuyani Elia. Welcome to Art in Heart. And of course, this show right now on air is against all odds, this being the season finale. Yes, we have come a long way. This is the 17th episode. And what a way to close and bring down the curtains than bringing you the very best that we have in the market. Tonight, my guest is not new to your screens. He has been there. You have seen him. When he has an infectious laughter, for that matter. When he walks into space, he occupies the space literally. But did you know, just because they laugh a lot and smile that loud doesn't necessarily mean they have the best of the best, but maybe they do actually have one of the best experiences to help you out. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Xavier Jerry Nato. Buddha.
Hey, Eli, hi.
I'm good. I mean, it's serious that you actually have some hair missing.
Yeah, man. I'm taller than my hair. Nilipita nywele kidogo.
For a moment, I always thought you were faking it, but with time, I'm getting convinced. Or is it the new style when you get to some level of age, you decide to be who you are in a different way?
Nimeingia mbaba sako. I'm in the mbaba sako.
Or you didn't go to Naivasha by any chance?
No. I don't drive a Subaru. I drive a Mitsubishi.
Okay, but I actually have a Subaru. Subaru.
Subaru works. Subaru has been helping me on my weight loss, so Subaru is also awesome.
Interesting that you mentioned weight loss, and something that I want to talk about later on. But for those who actually do not know Xavier Jerry Nato, kindly, the pleasure is all yours. On Against All Odds. Who are you?
Hi everyone, my name is Xavier Jerry Nato. I'm a Kenyan performing artist, 40 years of age, a father of two, a husband to none, and I just love art. I've been growing in art, and though I studied architecture, but that was for my dad. Lakini saizi I'm just a pure artist. I like recording everything I do, acting, and probably watawili watatu mmeniona somewhere around the art scene. And so I'm so happy to be here to talk about a very sensitive matter that also affects so many artists. And I hope tutasaidiana.
Definitely. I don't know why it's sensitive, but I think it's more interesting to actually have this conversation. And let's jump straight into it, Xavier. In a prior conversation that we had, you mentioned to me that you were doing very well in terms of scripting and being one of the funniest guy. I know that a couple of times we met, all the times we met, you are always funny, but you actually have a story behind your funny nature.
Well, I've always been a happy boy. Since growing up, ukikuja home kwetu, like everyone will tell you, Xavier got some cartoon or some sort, that has been my nature, my character. And I've always liked being around people who are happy. That's why most of the time, if you're following my status on Facebook or kwa nini on WhatsApp, I always endeavor to like create stories, make people happy, make people laugh. And I grew up with that. And that's how I ended up being an artist. And for that matter, like most of the things I do, we create stories and plays or shows that are funny. I like going for auditions when I'm told it's a show that does comedy or something. That is my forte. As in, that is just me. But it came to a point whereby when things went haywire in my life, so many things that happened around me, I used my character to hide what was going on in my mind, as in kitu chenye kwa napitia in life. There were so many things that were happening around me. I came to relationship, maybe job, my career as an artist, when things were taking a downfall, and that's when I at some point went to the doctor. Niko na high blood pressure. I was so sick. I just wanted somewhere to sleep. Unajua hata sitaki kwenda kwa hao. And the doctor tells you, I'd like to send you to someone. You go talk to that person, and we get back and probably discuss more. So I was referred to someone, and that individual was a psychiatrist. I didn't know about it at first. I went, just had a chit chat. Certainly, ile kiti. Just talk. Nini akasema, I'd like you to come up to my office. We would like to do some tests. Vitu kama hizo, question and answers. I went there. Walikuwa daktari wengine wawili, so there were three. So they started talking. Then I was like, okay, what's going on? Najua. So when I was told I had depression, and a certain level of depression, that is, and I was kind of startled because most of us know depression is about unaambiwa ni mwendazimu, unajua. And it was so embarrassing for me to even come out because I needed to talk to people. And so because wanasemaga dawa depression is just talking, probably sharing with somebody will share what they've been through, and then inafika your point whereby even that person you're going to talk to has even worse going on in their lives, and probably that is the start of everything. But mi niliificha. Mi nilikuwa naenda huko chini ya maji. Probably two people would have knew about it. One of them was Senator Malala. Is a very close friend of mine. Senator Malala actually housed me during this period. He ensured that naenda hosi, and I remember he was the one paying the bills because the doctor was seeing alikuwa na charge fairly high, and so he ensured that kila time umeenda therapy yako, vitu kama hizo. So during that period, I had some friends also, very, very close people. And I realized the more I'm sharing and telling people things, and I feel like some weight imenitoka, But on the other side, whereby I had so many can I say, my fans and people who maybe look up to me. I could not share that, and even including my 2 daughters whom I love very much. When I was around them, when I knew more, but you just have to play around, laugh, make jokes. And I realized through my doctor, Dr. Jack Deep, who I really, really respect, akaniambia, that is a mask I'm wearing, because those are not my true feelings. And I remember that is the point whereby I actually wrote one of the funniest plays I've ever written. The Winter Son of a Gitch. It's something hata nitarudia. I've tried to reach that point, sijui kwa nini, but so every time I used to do something, najaribu ku hide behind humor, hiding behind jokes, and I go to the house, I just have to look for those funny movies to watch, And when I was living at Senator Cleophas's house, I remember he's rarely in Nairobi. He just comes for the sittings and he rushes back to Kakamega. So he'd come on Tuesday for the Senate, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and at times alikuwa na probably they have an early morning. He would sleep in town because he lived in Kitengela. Kitengela is quite a distance from town. So he'd be calling like, hey, niaje kuna food kwa nyumba ya, so I'm not coming, wejipange. And I'm all alone in this big house. So ilifika point I was like, he left aniendeaje. So I was like, I have to move and probably get somewhere. And I was getting myself into more problems. I went into getting a bed sitter somewhere out on Ijui, and probably just stay there. And I think that is when the suicidal thoughts started coming in. I was watching this show whereby an atheist was debating with some Christian priests or pastors. Mm-hmm. And then when he was asked about life after death, he said there's nothing like life after death. Mtu akikufa, it's like sleeping. And when you're sleeping, like you don't those nights where you sleep and you don't have a dream. You wake up, you're in the same position that you. So his definition of death was that, that peaceful moment. You sleep, unaamka, no alarm. And what I used to do, nilianza kuwa na addiction ya Piritons. Believe it or not, I got addicted with Piritons like every time because nilikuwa nashindwa kulala. So I would overdose. Like I take 3-4 tablets. That's a lot. I would sleep nalala kitu kama saa 3. I'll wake up the following day at around 4-5, unajua. And I felt really good. My phone was off. I didn't want anyone to call me, unajua. And when I had that discussion, yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but there you are, and insomnia is one of just how you call it, symptoms of depression, and you are seeing a professional for that matter to help you out, and somebody else is paying your bill and actually housing you. Why did you decide to leave from that, if I would call, luxurious situation?
I was embarrassed. I felt ashamed. I know Cleophas can do anything for me. Cleophas ni mtu tumetoka naye mbali, when you guys were in school, when you was training you guys drama and all. I mean, Cleophas has been my boy. Akifungiwaga keja, ukimwambia hizo stories za tukikuja I used to stay in Kayole. He would come, then tunatengeza potatoes tunachukua deni ya potatoes, tunachemsha, tunaunda stew, tunakula na mkate, those lives. So Cleophas say he would do anything for me. Sasa nikiambia Cleophas I'm sick, he can even come akuja angalia vile anaendelea, like he can leave anything to come. Amenichukulia ka brother yake. Actually I'm just his brother. So I was embarrassed because ilifika point even food, unajua, I have to ask him for money ni buy food, unajua vitu kama hizo. The guy is housing me. So ikafika point pia some people started talking, unajua kuna hizi tabia za Kiluya zenye sasa huyu jamani aje anaishije kwa mheshimiwa bwana, tafuta kwani huwezi ishi kwako, unajua vitu kama hizo. So probably I didn't share much with Cleophas. Nikamwambia tu bro, me I need to get somewhere. I feel nimeanza kuwa comfortable, and actually For real, I was getting comfortable. I didn't have an income. I had nothing, but I had some money here and there. And I just picked a house in Utawala and a bed sitter. And nikaanza tu hapo hivyo na mattress. I had given out almost. I remember when I was moving out from my house in Nyayo Estate, nilipeana like everything I owned. Kila kitu. I just remember niko na TV kubwa, hiyo ndio nisema isipeani. Lakini everything, kwanza vitu kama zenye zinanikumbusha my ex girlfriend, vitu zinanikumbusha anything, yani wacha tu ziende. Yeah, so that was the situation. Nizataka there was a swimming pool, there was so much, unajua. And at times he would leave, he had like 2 cars. Anakuacha gari full tank, anakuambia if you need this, nini anakuambia. You know, it was, I feel like nitakuwa comfortable sana. Nilikuwa nimeanza kuwa very comfortable. And
yeah, but
for around 4 months.
At the same time, I mean, you mentioned that feeling embarrassed about the situation was one of the reasons you left. But at the same time, that same reason, it's why a lot of men will hide from the truth of what they are going through. For your case, why then did you decide to actually open up?
I started opening up because nilikuwa naanza kuzungumza na mtu mmoja. And every time I talk to someone, kuna vile na feel like I'm getting better, in quotes. Unazungumza na mtu na kanawe Eli, I tell you mazee vile life iko hivi, then you tell me about your life. There is a guy called Odongo. I wish angekuwa kwa hii discussion pia. I talked to that guy. Huyo jamaa alikuja usiku. After we talked, he came all the way to my house in Utawala. The guy spoke to me, like we talked for hours and hours. He was living there at around saa 7 usiku. And I felt good. Hiyo ndio siku niliingia Facebook and I actually opened up and told people about what I'm going through and everything. I did a video, I remember. I don't know if it's still there, I believe it is. And when I spoke about it, guys started reaching out to me. I started being a therapist myself. Sharing, because not everyone can afford getting a therapist. Kitu kama hiyo. Alafu pia watu wengi, just as I said, depression iko na a lot of stigma. And part of the stigma ni, if you're going to tell people that uko na depression, the first thing wasa wanafikiria ni wewe ni mwendazimu. You understand? Because saizi uko na like the most affordable places unaenda for nini uko na depression, malika Mathare. What is Mathare? Ukiambia everyone, when you talk about Mathare, the first mtu anaona ni kama umefungwa makamba, unapelekwa huko, unajua umevunja manyumba na umepiga watu kwa market. So unajua watu wanakuwa associated ni mwendazimu. But at the end of the day, as I came to talk to people, yeah, his name is Danish Odongo. If you can, you look on Facebook, unaweza Danish Odongo. He will also, what when you picture depression, they really open up and they are ready to talk to people. So Danish Jolin, namshukuru tu sana, DANISH Odongo. So kama unaweza mpata Facebook pia, you can reach out to him. Ni mtu amekuwa, he's a healer through Dr. Njenga, Frank Njenga. He's one of the best psychiatrists in the country. Yeah, and ni jamaa mpoa sana. So Danish ali heal through him. But at the end of the day, as they say, when you're talking about depression, we are all victims of depression. Some of us don't know how to define depression. Kama mimi hata sasa define depression. As much as I went through therapy, I can't define it. Unajua, you can diagnose your depression as a specialist, but you have different levels. They can handle it. So when you're seeing a doctor, it's about you being taught how to stabilize, how to control the depression that you have. Because kama depression yako is financial, so that you can kuona doctor, utaanza kuget do. Unajua, ama sijui kama ni job kuna shida fulani, ati job yako itakuwa poa. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I'm interested to know why, in the first place, did you get yourself into that situation? Is it because of job loss? Is it because things were not, because you cannot just wake up one morning and you have pressure, which is leading you towards depression. So what exactly happened? And before you answer that, we're going to quickly look at something, and then we come back to the second part of this story.
Hello, my loves. This is Victoria Nkata from Responding to Life. First and foremost, I'd love to thank each and everyone who has been supportive of Responding to Life ever since we began our work. See you on the internet waves.
And yes, welcome back. In fact, we are ready to continue with the second half of the discussion. If you're joining us, we are talking to one Xavier Jerry Nato, interesting caricature. And he was about to tell me why he got into depression, because if you walk to Mathare, they don't just describe you how to be rich overnight, or they don't just tell you, okay, bro, ni shida ya kazi, shika kazi pap. So for him, how did it happen that he ended up depressed and over anxiety coming into play? Xavier.
Yeah. How I got into depression, I can't say, because it was just so many things piling up, and trying to be a man, like you'd like to handle things by yourself, because the impression the public has. At time I was a celebrity, and unajua ile njaro uko na
I've
shida
always
fulani
known you
bila
as one, so I don't know why you're telling me there's a time you were. I've always known you as one.
no, I'm talking about those days ukitembea tao, hata before selfies were common, watu wako wanageuza kamera upatikana utao unasimamishwa like 5 times, nilikuona kwa kipindi fulani nini, I've seen you somewhere, I love your show nini, unajua those days. Sasa even the nini popularity was hyped. So pia hiyo ndio kitu unajua, it happens so much with artists. Hiyo ndio unapata artists wengi, especially in the entertainment scene, unapata the impression people get of you, alafu it is not what is the true picture on the ground. So what happened in my life was, regrettably I went into employment, as in getting employed, and it was really special for me because, one, I really like working with kids.
Sorry, how do you call that regrettably? Because I mean, everybody's dream is to get hired somewhere.
Yes, so I was doing well as an artist, and by saying I used to do well, I would rarely go 3 months without an advertisement. Mostly Safaricom. There was a time like I had a series of Safaricom adverts, yeah, and there was a time I was called for the next advert. I was in employment. I'm like, hey, I can't find time because you got tunaenda kushoot tao gani. I don't remember the town, but it was out of Nairobi, and it was we were going to shoot it for 2 days, yeah, and I could not act. Nilikuwa naweza itwa kwa shows ziniaje, we have a role we'd like you to play. Those were the days people used to call me for a role. There's a point I reached, I never used to go for auditions, regrettably, because once I got into employment, I became this 8 to 6 kind of person. Naingia job asubuhi. After kuingia job, all you do is just, especially the schools I used to teach. I came to realize, like during our times when we were in high school, sijui kama unakumbuka, a teacher would finish lessons zake aende, like I'm done for the day. Kama kuna duka naenda kunini, kama kuna matatu anaenda kudrive matatu yake, those kind of things, the side hustles. In the school that I was in, side hustles was like kitu ngumu sana. You would never do side hustles. You would never get time to do, like, it was illegal. It was illegal to do tuition. Unajua tuition za kuganado sana. Unaitwa ufundisha mtu kufanya 1 2 3. I remember the second institution that I went to when I was doing a show. Nilikuwa nimeanzisha company yangu inaitwa Millers. When we would go doing a show and I invite my colleagues, I didn't know kwamba ni conflict of interest. Paka unaandika barua that you ni conflict of interest. Unajua, because sasa niko like, for instance, my colleagues, I would have there's a friend of mine, John. He was a angel kwa mwalimu wa PE, but he played for a soccer team, ilikuwa kwa league. Kulikuwa na jamaa fulani tu Rocky, he used to train hockey, but after school alikuwa anachezea chuo fulani club fulani hockey, those kind of thing. So me was like, me ni drama teacher, so after school naenda kufanya drama kwa nini fulani, understand. It didn't happen. Alafu ikafika point I realized there was some bit of witch hunting, and ilileta shida. Now so much pressure started piling from that point. There was a time I was feeling weak. I didn't understand what was happening with my body. It had never happened to me. Nasikia niko weak. Nikaenda hosi, hiyo time hata nurse alinipima hivi akasema uko na blood pressure. I was like, what? Blood pressure napata tu mtu hivyo? So nikaenda nikapimwa blood pressure, nikapatiwa madawa. I went to Avenue Hospital. I was there for the whole time, like the whole day. Kwa hizo madrip and everything, pressure iendi chini. I was done by at around ilikuwa time gani? Because I was on probation in that institution, so I didn't have insurance. So the money I had, I spent yote. I remember I left there with 100 bob because all the money I had for M-Pesa and everything that was to take me to the end of the month, it's not a very cheap hospital, yeah. Though it is worth it because nilitibiwa poa. By the time I was done wanipatia madawa and everything, pressure yangu ilikuwa imerudi back to normal. I had to walk to from Avenue that is in Parklands. I liked walking because in the time I gain weight sana. I had, after rugby and all, my body just started kulipuka. I was at 133 kgs, so I used to walk a lot. So I was like, niko na 100 bob. The last time you saw me, uliona mimi mkubwa, I was bigger. When it came to 2018, up or 20.
I don't remember when exactly. Was it 2011? There's a play
yes, when
you were doing at your lawns, was it, right?
Yes. So I got bigger than that. And all this I never understood, but it was all about depression, unajua, because you'd go neza nilikuwa naenda mpata do naenda, unajua pia kukula unafikiria ni dawa, like unaboeka, you just want to eat go sleep, unajua vitu kama hizo. I would take soda ile 2 liter every single day, Coca-Cola, unajua. So I hit 133. You 133 na pressure, unaambia hati yako ina swell, unajua hizo vitu zote. There's a doctor who told me, if you are lucky you will die, because direction unaenda ni nini, unaenda kupata stroke. Unajua, as a doctor tells you that, anakwambia because if you get a stroke, I'm sure bibi yako hatakuosha uchafu wako, unless kuna do sana, you get nurse mwenye anaweza kuosha, because utakuwa nini.
So you are lucky to die actually.
Yeah, if you die you are lucky, because ukipata stroke mazee, you are just a burden to people. Sijui kwa unapata. So it was really enjoy. Nikaanza story na weight loss, and it's been successful for the last 2 years. Hata nikienda saa zingine hosi napata pressure yangu iko chini nini, my mental stability, see, things have been better for me. It says I'm getting money all over and stuff. I'm always looking for solutions. You understand? Because hapo ndio direction ya training nilipata when I was going under kwa therapy. Like, if this doesn't work, what will work? Always look at that positive side. Don't be like, this hasn't worked, I give up. It work, okay, let me look for something else. I can't afford this, what niende this side, manaweza afford nikitarget this side. Unajua, always thinking positive and always looking at a challenge as a way of growth. Unajua, hizo ndio vitu nililearn. So I had to fight my pressure. I had to fight my depression. Unajua, I had to fight my weight. I had to fight the arts. Kama hiyo situation, for instance, I swear, Eli, if Corona came in 2018, mimi singekuwa, because najua hiyo pressure nilikuwa nayo saa hizo in life. Me, I was giving up on life, because remember nimekwambia jo preacher mwenye huyo jamaa huyo atheist. I was not thinking nimeze tu Pyritons, I overdose, nilale, then nisiamke. That peace. And that's why many people commit suicide. Me, kitambo I used to condemn them. I'll be like, hey, mi siwezi jua. bro, I almost killed myself. Nilienda and I bought it. Ndio sababu mimi nasema nilikuwa naambia kina Cleo, if they can waanze tu campaign, Piriton should not be sold over the counter. Then hizo vitu ni za kuua. They can kill you. Thank God I never amazed. Some people wana swallow, maybe wanasaidika, kwa revived. Mimi sikufika hiyo point ya kuzimeza. And the only thing pia unajua inakusaidia ni unaanza kufikiria uko na watoi. Then like nikienda hao watoi nani atawachunga? You understand? So such things, what are you living for? Nini inakufanya saizi unabaki? Kuna mtu mahali anakutegemea. You're never useless. Kuna mtu mahali anajua mazee you are very important in their lives. Na ukitoka kwa hii maisha, huyo mtu ataumia. Stop looking at people who do not help you. Because yet you're living for people who do not help you. It's not about them. It's about who you help. Kuna mama yako mahali anajua.
You know, you're talking about the people you help. And I must mention this with a lot of respect to you. You are consistently on the social media spaces sourcing funds to help people. Because somebody has sent you a text, their child slept hungry. Somebody has told you, you know, they are sick at the hospital and they have no means to pay their bills. But you are always doing that for them. Why so much enthusiasm for that? And why do you do it in the first place?
I don't know. I don't know, because it started during Corona. When unakaa hivi, because I remember when Corona came, we had just we were in the drama festivals. So there's a school I was training, big up to Mr. Chokera Wachoro. The gentleman paid me despite the fact tulikuwa tujaenda the next level. Alitafutia doka akaniambia, I know this kurudi mashule itakuwa ngumu, take this amount of money. So me, earlier I can be very honest, around March I was sorted financially. Nilikuwa na dopoa, I was comfortable. Unajua, I even took in some of my friends wenye walikuwa kuna issue hapa na pale. But when they started the lockdown, unajua walikuwa naishi, there are guys who were laid off. Kuna madem fulani walikuwa na KQ, they were laid off, walikuwa manini, walikuwa wameingia cabin crew. So just one day, sisi tulikuwa nyumba tu na mabesti zangu. This girl comes to the house, hey Xavier, sasa akimazia tujakula for the last 2 days. Na get helu shela la njaa. Mtu anakuambia jakula 2 days.
Sometimes I have a feeling we are very insensitive the way we act around people, and we tend to conclude they have been careless, they have been useless in life, and they do not deserve. We have people that actually go against all odds to touch a life. Those kind of people are rare, and I call them again. Xavier is one of those people. I'm going to go to the comment section, see who is saying what. Ibrahim Ray says, nice. I hope you're learning something out of this. Trey Ambata says, your story is touching. Negative solutions were positive on your side. Dying and getting a job was a blessing in disguise. Thank you so much for your comment, Trey. We go ahead and say, from Kipro Roda says, I feel you, Nato. I equally feel you, and I totally get where this is coming from. Depression is real. Depression is very real. Ken Hillary says, deep stuff, man, deep stuff. Sarah and Jonjo, how are you tonight? Talk to us at In Heart, responding to life, all ears listening in. Thank you so much, Sarah and Jonjo. Wycliffe says, at In Heart, I think I'm kind of depressed. This is serious today. I'm not joking. From things I go through sometimes, though not that serious. And yes, sometimes we assume when people say they are not feeling well, we assume we brush it off quickly. I've always told you you can reach out to us, and we have the right circle to help around with this kind of things. So do feel free to reach out to us after this session. We have Salaman Duko. Thank you so much for joining and saying hello to you. And says, Nato, you are cute and strong too. God bless you. I go to therapy too, and it works, and life is better with therapy. Sometimes a little bit help here and there does play a big role in your well-being. And for every other person that is with us here, thank you so much for joining. Regina John says, Nakupenda Bure Galfi. I don't know who they're talking to. Amos Senior Bomet, watching you live from Bomet County. Thank you so much. Robert Montana, Karibu Sana, Hassan Zole, and many more that are watching, including Ticha Noreen and Godis Segero. I'm going to bring back Nato so that we can have this conversation. Yes, sometimes these things happen, and yes, we are human at the end of the day. Nato, karibu back. I know you had a moment there, but it's fine. It happens, and it doesn't make you less of a human being to break down when it's needed. So don't worry, we are in with you.
I wasn't breaking down, ni wifi ilikuwa imeenda chini. So
it's a nice script.
Niko sawa, thanks.
Okay. So yes, you were telling me you receive messages and people tell you they are hungry, and these ladies walked to your house and told you, Nato, we haven't had a meal for 2 days. And what you're saying is true, because I know of friends. I actually have personal friends that worked with the national carrier, and they lost their jobs, and their lives have never been the same anymore, even though it's trying to bring back people and all that. For your case, what did you do?
Actually, that was the beginning of trying to fundraise, because it reached a point now when you don't have enough cash. So many people come to you. So what I used to do, ilianza tu kidogo. There's a friend who never had food, and your time sikuwa na do, So I went on social media and I have a friend who anapitia 1, 2, 3. Tafadhali, if you can, not necessarily sending money. Unaweza tuma kama unaishi around this place, kuna mtu anataka food your area, kama unaweza share whatever you can. So ikafika point, people started now, instead of even, there was so many people were asking for help, because nilikuwa na following on Facebook and my WhatsApp. People are really responding even from outside the country. And ikafika sasa point, people now started saying, if you have someone who needs food, niko place flani, say niko South B, if there's someone around there, naweza mletea Tao ama South B, nimpatie food. So ikaanza kuwa sasa mimi kama middleman. So it didn't really, sio ati mimi ndio natoa pesa. Guys were coming through for other people. So someone will be like, nimetumiwa food from Ushago, I can share. Uko wapi? Niko place flani. So naandika kwa Facebook. I have a friend called Eli, and she say Ngong Road. If anyone's around Ngong Road and need food. So I never knew this thing would explode. Ikaanza kuwa big. There's a time guys started sending cash even before asking. Unapata tu mtu ametuma, you don't even know who this person is. Kuna follow up anasema tu niaje, that money weka tu kwa kiti, mtu akitaka usaidizi, it came to kuna time M-Pesa yangu kuna 100 and something thou. Wasa wanakutumia ni kama watu wameambiana. There's a group in the States. My friend called Doreen is in the States. Aliambia some of our friends, Kenyan friends in the States about it. So nikaanza kupata dose naingia kwa phone 5,000, 10,000, 5,000. Those nakuja as in nothing less than 5K. And it was, unajua sasa huko mchana yetu ni usiku yetu. So me I'm waking up to so many messages. Alafu je M-Pesa yangu messages kuja green. So I had so many greens na okay. Ni wasawa nini wananidai hawa, ni kuangalia nini balance. There were so many people who had sent me money. Nikasema wow. So I had to be very careful. Again, najua kuna issue when the public sends you money, it's not your money anymore. You have to account. So I had to do like screenshots every time. Unajua ukituma message ya M-Pesa peke yake, you can edit, ndio. So I used to do nini, nikaambia say nimepata this amount of money, and I'm strictly looking for people who want to go through a lot, and I'm not sending you cash. I'll be coming to where you are. I'll bring you food stuff ama tuna shop, or someone kama uko mbali sana, like you're out of Nairobi, unaenda kwa supermarket, you ama wholesale, sana sana we encourage the wholesale. Unafika huko hivyo, make sure that wholesale has a till number, unajua, because you need to account every single cent. Yeah, so ikafika time, I think it became so common, watu wakaanza kurudi majob, things started being, some people started earning back some cash and all, and currently, like for instance this year, sijakuwa na nini mob sana, people sending nini, okay, you ask for a bill, that's why probably sijakuwa nikipost a lot, very few people, mtu anakwambia ni aje mazee, sina kitu kula leo, so I even send people 50 bob if I don't have the money. Saa zingine unajua mpaka unafuliza. So if you don't have the money, I have like a few friends who still ask me. Kuna jamaa anaitwa Steve, he's in the States. Yeah, Steve anacall ananiambia ni aje, wasi wako sawa, ni kama ni baba yao yuko huko juu. He's such a nice guy. So nikipata tu shida, probably kuna watu na call na sema ni aje, kuna udem yuko hii area anafanya hivi na tunaomba kumsaidia. Like right now kuna dem fulani we're trying to get asaidike in Oyugis, you know. So we took once in a while, but I'm thankful to God hizo nini numbers zimeenda chini, unajua, because it reached a point pia it got scary, you know, you have people's money, people are sending you money, alafu na of course kuna watu wataanza umse ana fake kama, unajua, I really move off hizo vitu za social media sana, but I tried my best kwa account, unajua, ukituma hiyo unasema nimetuma, nimebaki na this amount of money, please kama unajua mtu, you know what to do. So that's what we used to do mostly, and ikaanza kuwa tu trend. So siku hizi imekuwa ka Father Christmas fulani.
That's a great passion that you have there. But there's something about you that strikes me equally. You mentioned God a lot in your statements. What does that have to do with your faith and what you do?
Napenda God. Sitakuwa mtu nasema I'm saved ama nini, but every day at 2:45 a.m. there's something that happened, probably says you share. There's something that happened 2 years ago at 2:45 a.m. and it was something that was a blessing in my life. And nikadedicate kasema 2:45. Niko na alarm yangu, hata kama nimelala 2:45 itaniamsha. Even if it's just a short prayer, just saying, God, thank you for the day. I pray for 1, 2, 3, asante Mungu. Even if it's praying for 30, nimechoka kabisa, I'll even do a 10-second prayer. And kuna tu prayer moja ina work when you say our Father. And I can tell you for free, Ellie, mi say sina job, I don't have an income. Ellie, nikikuonyesha vitu zina happen kwa life yangu, utasema na kudanganya. I reached that point where I'm like, wow, mtu yote enda chuo aje, like juzi mtu yangu kwa nataka na kuenda chuo, na chuo imekazia, you have to pay like every single cent. I didn't have money, but on the eve of reporting to school, bana kuna mtu akanipigia tu simu akasema, hey Xavier bana, kabisa yangu nini mazee, I have this money, nataka tu nikutumie mazee, do something with it, kitu tu yenye utafuta. Yani who does that? Where? Me, I believe huo ni Mungu. Wewe unaweza amka tu useme tu
your friends, can I be part of, can I also be, can I know your friends so that you know I've been
unasema hivyo, and you're one of them. You're one of them, so I don't know where you came from. Wewe kuna time ulitumiaga 5k, sijui kama unakumbuka. Tulikuwa tunaongea ngamba mazee huku ni kunoma nini. Au kaniambia usijali Xavier life kwa hivyo, then you sent me 5k. I didn't even ask for money. So where are you coming from? Who are you? Unajua? And I'm sure you don't do that to everyone. So musema niko na surrounding fulani.
Nikubaya. I think yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so mimi na God, I think ajai nizungumzisha directly, but yeye nizungumzisha through people. Niza kwama mimi, like my guys that I hufanya nao stuff, like for instance Millers, tunaweza kuwa na show hii nayo. I wish guys were online wa nini. Kena is one of them. Ken Hillary attest kama ni uongo ama ni kweli. There was a time we had a show. Okay. So hii show tunaenda kuperform, we only paid there's a friend of us called Jeff Makeke. Jeff akatafutia 30,000 akasema shikeni. Cleo Malala alikuwa ameenda out of the country. Akasema ni aje niko out of the country, I don't have money, let me send you something small. Akanitumia 20k, so I had 50,000. Kufika huko, these guys said well, they are not opening the auditorium unless we finish the whole amount. Nimemaliza Cleo Malala yuko hapo, nimeshindwa sasa naenda kuomba nani. Hautaamini, najua hautaamini, because we were like 4 hours to perform. In 2 hours I had 100,000 in my M-Pesa. How? Niliandika tu kwa status yangu ni aje tuko na show, naomba wase, I'm challenging guys, I want to raise 100 people to come to this show, and I'm challenging you, mnitumie 1,000 mbaitiko. Bro, wase 63. I can't forget that number. 63. Na kwa sababu 3 minus 2 inaingia kwa 6. Hiyo ndio mjikumbusho namba 63. Na kitu kingine ni 1963, hiyo ni mwaka ya Kenya. Unajua hiyo 63 people sent me 1,000 bob. Wanakuja show 63 people. Hiyo time nikifikiria sasa na nitoa wapi balance. Kumbe my guys huko on the side pia they are hustling. Unajua wakuja Xavier tumepata 50k as in from us, maboys karibu maboys na madem karibu 40 something. It's a big group so akaenda masotano natafuta kwa maclan zao ni they brought me 50k. Tukaenda tukalipa hall. Unajua na mimi niliambia tu wase ni aje wanafunga hall, please let's go backstage and pray. Tell to pray, people are coming to watch the show. On Sunday my friend, hall ilikuwa imejaa. Eli God exists. Mimi mtu akiniambia God exists, mimi usikia vibaya for them. Najua hata kupatia everything, unajua cause ingekuwa ni hivyo utapata ukiambia God akupatie kitu atakupatia. Eli tunasema omba saizi upate Mercedes Benz, utapata tu Benz labda iko kwa parking lot yako asubuhi. It doesn't happen that way. Unajua, but kuna ile kitu God anajua, maybe you're working for people. Unajua, you're working for a certain goal, probably haitakunufaisha wewe personally, but through people utacheki watu wanakuja kusupport. Mimi nimesurvive through friends. Mimi sitakudanganya, hii time corona I've been surviving through friends.
Nakusikia, you survived through friends.
Umenyamaza, kuna spirit ya kugonga. That is God working. Una la kusema, huyo ni God. Wacha nikwambie, believe in him, believe in God. Cause Eli najua you pray a lot. Hata hiyo Belgium ulienda ni Mungu alikupeleka. Sijui kama you should confess. Ulikuwa Nairobi mtu hohehahe.
You know, what you're sharing is really powerful, and we, as I said before, we took an unconventional break. We said sometimes we take things for granted. A lot of times we take things for granted. But listening to your story, it is not just about telling a story; it's giving a testimony. And people think it has to be so out of this world to actually experience and say, by the way, huyu ni God. But kuna vitu zingine we must confess. Mambo ya Mungu, tunasema kazi ina makosa. We take another short break, Xavier, and we come back and tukafunge. Sawa sawa?
No problem, bro. Sawa.
Umeahidi ewe Bwana uniachi hadi mwisho wa dahari, ulisema uniachi. Wewe ni Mungu uliye mwaminifu siku zote. Mimi ninaiweka imani yangu kwako Bwana. nipitiapo maji mengi au moto, uniachi. Unalijua jina langu wewe Bwana, uniachi. Unatengeneza njia hata mito kule jangwani. Wewe ndiwe Alfa na Omega, uniachi, uniachi.
Umeahidi ewe Bwana, uniachi. Hadi mwisho wa dahari ulisema uniachi. Wewe ni Mungu uliye mwaminifu siku zote. Mimi ninaiweka imani yangu kwako Bwana.
Baba hata mama wanaweza kunikana, marafiki nao wanaweza nikeuka, mara kwa mara maadui wanizunguka. Nitaishi kwa ahadi yako Bwana, uniachi, uniachi.
Umeahidi ewe Bwana, uniachi.
Uniachi Bwana,
Hadi mwisho wa dahari ulisema uniachi. Wewe ni Mungu uliye mwaminifu siku zote. Mimi ninaiweka imani yangu kwako Bwana.
umeahidi,
Umeahidi ewe Bwana.
Yes, we're back, and we were having a moment with Nato, and indeed, like he was saying in one of the films that he's watched called God Is Not Dead. That is a movie to prove that things are not as always as they seem, and there's somebody who is always in control. Why Cliff Gaddafi says, the prayer is working. And thank you so much, Wycliffe, for always being an avid follower on all our programs, where, by the way, you deserve to be called fam. Let's see who else is here. Teacher Norina ameinua mikono, ameungama. Thank you so much. Kevin Tindi says, that's Pastor Katie, says kujua friends ni poa na kujua God noma zaidi. I do subscribe to that thought. Thank you so much, Katie, and always being there kutufuata polepole kuona kama tuko ndani ya bearing ama tuko nje. So I'm gonna bring back Xavier so that we can finish this conversation. But again, remember the conversation continues. You can always follow it on YouTube and Facebook. The Arts in Heart Official is the handle. Xavier,
Yeah.
God is not dead indeed. Na to every other artist out there, because apparently kuna wasanii wengi ambao wanapitia story ya depression, and most of them are on the verge of giving up. Wewe kama mtu ambaye umekuwa in the field for so many years, I mean, for the many years I've known you as an artist. Sijui kama hata ushaikuwa mwanafunzi. I've known you as an artist, but all in all, we've seen the other day one of a very, should I call them prominent artists, had an issue and people came through. Is it tabia mbaya ama ni kuzoea public? And what can you say about this?
Okay, Kinuthia amekuwa best yangu. I remember when I was among the pioneer casts wa Tahidi High. Wale wa kwanza, watu wanajua watu wa kwanza walikuwa kina Oje, but kina Oje came after us. Tahidi High was a show that started kitambo sana. Tukiwa na kina Derry Kamunga, Ferdinand Omondi, Gloria Bora Nyaboke, and the likes of Pierre McKenna. We had like so Omosh ni mtu tulijua naye kitambo. I remember Omosh ali replace Jama Fulani to Pohulu, who died just after we started the first 3 episodes. This guy died, and then we had to get someone for a groundsman rather. And Omosh aliletwa na sister yake Naomi, because akasema Naomi akasema he has a brother who can act, Naomi Kamau, the person who actually the idea behind Tahidi High. So when he came, Mazee, this guy became our friend. Najua, he was really interesting to talk to. The way he acts, even though yuko in real life, you get. So Kinuthia alianza kuwa rafiki yetu, and there was a moment whereby I remember when things got better for Tahidi. Unajua sisi tulianza Tahidi kwa 700 per episode. Ukisema line unapata 1200 per episode. Bado ilikuwa ina sponsors. We were actually getting our salary from Radio Citizen, because your time Citizen TV ilikuwa ijaanza kuleta do. So it's a long story, probably a story for another day. So during that moment, I remember when there's a sponsor that came on board, and tukaambia si tumezeeka. I think ndio kipara ilikuwa imeanza. Tukaambia we don't look like students anymore. Tukama sawa, tuka move on. Thank God after a year nikapata deal poa sana Ocean Set. Was one of the lead roles huko hivyo, and used to get good money. So during that time, I remember guys at Tahidi High used to be paid well, really well. Paka nasema wewe wazee hata watukumbuke wa backdate wasevizinjo tulianzisha watushukuru, unajua. But anyway, we were really happy for them because at the end of the day they were our friends, yeah. Like in Oje, na Abel Mutua, we used to like compete with them kwa drama festivals. I was at the Technical University of Kenya, au likuwa KIMC. We used to mean kuna beat kwa narratives. Hata ukiwaambia saizi wanajua narrative nani alikuwa king. So it was really nice. Mimi nilikuwa nimefurahi because I would look at Abel Mutua hiyo time. Boy alikuwa na hustle kaboika kibich, unajua. Saizi maza ameingia mali anapata do, akapata job ya kuandika, unajua. And people are being paid well. Really well. But uchungu wetu ulikuja when two of our friends who are in Tahidi, that is Deno is OJ, and Deno has come out and talked about it, and Kinuthia, that is Omosh. Wakitoka, walikuwa na issue na alcoholism. You know, ilikuwa leta shida. Hata Deno kuna time ali hit rock bottom. I think he spoke about it kwa media at some point. Ilikuwa really sad. I really prayed for them. And I'm happy someone like Deno saizi ameanza kuamka. He even wants to be an MCA. I really pray for him. He go through. And I had actually, sijui kama I'm supposed to say this. Mimi nilikuwa najua Kinuthia mazee amebitio alcoholism. So when guys, hata mimi nilichanga, the first one nilichanga, he was my boy. I had some reservations ndio hapa na pale, but unajua pesa zingine ukisema kitu mbaya hivi ama kitu fulani on social media wanaassume raheta ama utaki mwenzako, unajua. But unajua usipotakia mwenzako, how do you gain? If we said Omosh asichangiwe, unajua tungepata hizo do something, no? So we were really happy alipata sijui nyumba nini, and I was hoping life yake itatake a certain direction, because hii art yetu pia saa zingine you won't, maybe kuna watu few wame act forever and they'll act paka siku dead kao Ojwang, but there are some of us who never probably tafika place fulani will be outdated, labda watu wataki kututumia anymore, you know. Kuna wasee wanazaliwa, they're becoming better than us. Sasa kuna watu mimi siezi, hata very young guys who came behind me na angalia hivi nasema tu wazee boy hata siezi jieka kwa ligi yake. Najua people are growing and it's really positive. Sasa tunajulikana internationally. Sa hapo ndio tunakuja asking ourselves, do artists really have someone called a financial manager? Unajua, do we have managers in our lives? And probably someone like Omosh. I wish, because Omosh is really popular. And hata ya pili vile watu wamezusha about it, I'm sure 1 or 2 people will come through for him, because he's not a bad guy. Maybe kuna hapa na pale vitu zake inavoid kusema maneno zingine, because ni best yangu. And ukiona Jalango amejump mpaka anasema ni tabia mbaya, it pains me. Kuna msee nilingangana nikamchangia nini 3k, alikuwa anasema ni msika. Only to realize kwamba alikuwa na raise do alipe Netflix. Unajua? So yote sikujamu. Yaani awala hajakula nini? Sasa tuka stop mambo ya kutuma do. Unasikia sister yake anasema nyinyi mlimtumia pesa. Ni Netflix alikuwa analipa. Alikuwa amelipa internet, so alikuwa anatafuta do ya Netflix. Sasa kasema anyway, kuna time mimi siwezi blame Jalango. Jalango had a right because yenyewe Jalango came through for him, na if Kinuthia anajaribu kusema it never happened, so sad because mimi najua pia mimi nilituma some cash kwa show ya Jalango. It wasn't much, lakini at the end of the day si poa. Najua artists tunapitia a lot, lakini let's not take advantage. Sasa zingine tunaharibia watu wengine. But there's another artist who really is desperate to be assisted, but we are killing what we call the public confidence. Because najua kasa hizi mimi najua the begging I will do, najaribu kwa mshasho wangu niweke ile yenye umeplay umeonyesha wase, I put it online, I put my M-Pesa till number hapo hivyo, watu wanisaidie mimi pia vijana wangu pia wapate mapato. So I'm asking artists because we have talent, let us go the M-Pesa way. Unaweka content yako online, do something nice, ask people to come through for you. I'm sure 1 or 2 people will see. Ukipata hata kama ni thao, bora tu mpate chochote ya kwa skuma. That's what I can say. We are all suffering. Sasa kuna vijana wangu wanajaribu kufanya show hapo theater. See that they have money, but wanang'ang'ana wanatafuta sponsors, the right proposals, unajua tuka hizo. So we need to be enterprising pia. At the end of the day, what we get, let us not just use it to pay debts na nini kujibaya staff. Unajua lipa hapa na pale mboga kidogo. Angalia kuna watu kuna siku hizo sio wanauza viatu, people are buying things hizi za Chinese wanaweka online, wanaweka kwa status. Let them try be enterprising. Unajua hata kama ni business inakuleta like 300 shillings a day, that is food already. Unajua if you can make 1,000 bob per day, kuna rent hapo hivyo. So let us just try think, tafuta wasio kwa advice, look for people to help you. Unajua because what I'm doing saizi mimi kwa saizi and I will not be ashamed to say, mimi kuna best yangu anaitwa Jeff, na Wanzunzu, kuna Murua, kuna those guys wenye muenda na bro mazee nitafanyaje hivi, wanakukalisha chini, wanakupetake through 1 or 2 things because you have the talent, they have the brains, you get. So wataku advice, wakwambia let's try and do this, mimi nitakusupport hapa na pale. Muenda tu sina aibu, muenda kwa mabesi zangu na text naambia ni aje, I'm trying to do this and mimi naomba tu uninunulie light. Nimetafuta your 10 people, light ni 20k. If each of you can just help me the raising amount, mimi nimeraise this certain amount, wasa wanaweza kusupport. Si tutafikisha hiyo target yako, kwa sababu kuna show nyingine tutakufanya probably tuone kama itafika Netflix, but we need to get funds. That's why we get these ideas kama hii ya kuweka nini on M-Pesa nini, show yetu tunaweka M-Pesa wasa tutumie, you know. And I told you maybe atakutafuta, you share with the Kenyan family in Belgium. I look for those friends in the States, na mmenaje, just look for people hata kama watatutumia sotano. If we can get 100,000 viewers, alafu say 50% of them just send us 100 bob each, hiyo ni 50k tutakuwa tumeraise, unapata. So let us just ngangana, the small things we can get just after to move on. That is my message to artists. I'm not an expert, I'm undergoing what you're going through, lakini I'm always looking for people to help me, na sio lazima iko financial. Kuna msee anaweza kwambia mimi I'll send you a camera, unapata. Kuna msee atakwambia mimi sina do, but mimi mnatafuta. Kama juzi mtu ametulink, ametupatia place ya kushoot a very beautiful hotel. Unajua paka hiyo hotel inashinda hizi set zetu zingine. Kwa tunaweza tutafanya nini? It's a beautiful hotel called Golden Tulip, iko hapa Westland. Tunafoko jamaa tuambia you shoot where you want. Shoot, si paka tunashoot zile places ziko kwa script because the place is just too beautiful.
Naweza kuja huko for a night because umeadvertise hapa bure.
Kuja ni 10k.
Okay, we have to actually call it a wrap, and thank you so much for coming to the show, sir. I do hope that tumejifunza mob na wenye wamekosa, you can always rewatch this. This was our last episode. So nataka uifunge kama wewe, Xavier.
Me tunataka to thank God for you, Ellie. For the last few weeks, sisemi hivyo because at sasa ati come through, because for me and Derek to come talk to people. We've made so many friends, we've made crushes, unajua na so many people we've met. Nini tumekuja tukajiona nao. I've come to know Victoria. Mimi nataka kukushukuru sana. I want to thank everybody who's been watching. Kwanza leo niko na time kidogo. Most of the time after, like last time when we were talking, we had a shoot going on. Cancel tukimaliza TV show, I just went on set tukamaliza kushoot around saa 9 za usiku. Leo niko na time. I just want to go through all the messages on Facebook and YouTube tonight. I just want to say hi to like everyone. Maze kuna watu hawajaikosa hizi show. Maze mimi nawathank tu sana. This is a very nice idea. But kuna mtu amesema amesaidika sana just listening to us. Mimi nimesaidika just talking leo. Kuna kitu big sana imetoka kwa hati yangu leo. I don't know what it is, but na feel poa. Unajua, mpaka nimepata appetite. Kuna mzee mmoja nilipataje 133 kgs. I used to overeat. You know, kunaona ni kukula. Unakula. Me, I used to eat breakfast, lunch, supper, and I'm eating it humongously, as in si ati nabembeleza. Nilikuwa na kunywa soda. Niko na 1 minute. Explain vile niligain weight yangu nikafika 133 kgs. Asubuhi nikitoka nilikuwa nanunua Coca-Cola. Ile nini? Kale kadogo. Na kunywa nikienda job. Asubuhi nishakunywa breakfast. Nikifika chuo nanunua Coca-Cola nyingine, nilikuwa addict wa Coke. Okay, Coca-Cola nimesema hivyo. Coca-Cola. I used to take a lot of soda. Alafu jioni, say by the time I'm going home, nimekunywa like 4 zile ndogo ndogo. I get home, I buy like 3. This is a 2 liters, nanunua 3. 2 because that time I was hosting a lot of guys kwa nyumba. Naambia niaje nimwaletea hapa Fanta na kuna hii Coca-Cola. But hii 2 liters mtu asishike, ni yangu. Na nilikuwa nakunywa soda yote. That is one. Number 2, nilikuwa nataka a lot of sugary stuff. I used to eat like everything. Unajua mimi ni Mluya, Waluya tukoagi na nini. Sijui ati tuna react kwa food gani. Si kula kila kitu, mawe tu ndio umetushinda kukula. So sorry. So hatuna allergies. Shona Mluya kuna allergies, yo basi ni mixed breed. Babake ni kabila nyingine, mamake ndio Mluya. Kwa sababu Mluya anaga allergy. So I used to overeat, and I'm sorry to say so. Kuna time naweza enda tuko na mabeste na unachukua watu 3 hapa kilo 1, inamaanisha ninakula a third. Hizi tunachoma nyama kilo 2, tunachomeka fry kilo 2 na tunamaliza hiyo food. Unakula chapo. Nilikuwa nakula chapo karibu 6. Siku hizi nashindwa kula chapo moja. Dieting, unajua pia body inaanza kuadapt. Siku hizi mimi kula chapo nashindwa kufikisha 2. Nashtuka mwenyewe because I used to eat like 5 chapatis, unajua, and I didn't care. Basi na kwa mimi ni sawa. I used to play rugby. I'm supposed to be big, but I forget that I stopped playing rugby. I'm not going for TZ anymore. I'm not exercising. That's how I gained my weight. And if anyone is listening out there, weight ni mbaya wase. Weight Mr. Danganya. Weight mtu asikwambia sijui ati I'm big boned. Sijui familia yetu sino nono. Mazaka familia nono mazesi accept. Because maybe size most of you guys are young in your 20s, probably not seeing anything. Me, I had to get to 35, 36. Then my body now started reacting. Cleophas Malala, disc ya backbone ilikuwa inatoka. He could not carry his weight. Akisimama anachoka. Ilibidi mazee aanze kufanya dieting, na dieting yake ilikuwa serious hata kushinda yangu. So that's just true. About weight mazee. And weight pia ni part of depression. Pia weight na contribute to depression. Because unajua vile unaenda mahali, kila mtu anakuangalia, unaingia kwa mat, makanga kuambia bana, umekalia viti 2. Ulipo watu wawili, watu wanavoid kukaa na wewe because umekalia kiti yako na extra ingine. Una understand? Inakuwa wasa unakubuli, unajua. unatembea hivi watu wanasema Kanono, unajua kitu kama hiyo. So, inakuwa unacheka tu, but deep inside you know inakuwa affect. So mimi that's how nili fight your weight.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And wale ambao mnakunywa soda kupindukia, anything in excess is always not so good. So,
Yes.
take them with according to the measurements. And I mean, at the end of the day, what I believe is as long as you feel uncomfortable in your excessive weight, then there's a problem. If you can easily move around that mass, there's no problem. But if you're breaking too much sweat, too much, and you cannot be able to move around that weight, then probably you need to check on your diet. That's the first important one. I'm not talking here as a nutritionist. I'm talking here as somebody who believes in lean man. And as long as uko comfortable, it doesn't matter how much kilos you have. Just make sure you are healthy and able to carry it around. Xavier, thank you so much for coming.
Shida ya weight loss. Shida ya weight loss ni kichwa waga ipunguki. Waka shingo imetoka. Mwile kichwa inabaki, kichwa ikondi bana.
Probably you need to discover what other exercises to do for the heads. But then again, time is not on our end. Tutapiga tizi baadaye na tutakuwa poa. And thank you so much, Xavier, for coming through. You've been here. And for those who have not watched, Xavier is running an episode a series that is going to be on web series. Get in touch. View his pages. That is Xavier Jerry Nato. It's all over like that. And you can always follow to what he's up to. Remember to share, subscribe, and follow the channel. That is the Arts in Heart official on YouTube and the Arts in Heart on Facebook. We are going to take a very good break because we deserve it. And in August, we'll be back with Against All Odds. For now, go watch through the series from the episodes that we've covered, and feel free to share your thoughts with us. So, Buddha, until next time, thank you so much again. And endelea kupambana kupunguza kichwa, because that's the only thing inakusumbua for now. Sawa sawa. Have a great evening and God bless you.